And Wyvern's been here this whole time, just sitting there twiddling his thumbs, like, okay, we're gonna play at some point, right?
Oh yeah. So
Exactly.
I'm live now, and I won't talk about any more tacos or anything like that. I'm done.
It's funny because I had tacos for dinner tonight. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
You find yourselves outside. Actually, wait, I need to start my stream.
Sorry, dude. We are horrible.
You find yourselves outside the gates of the town that you have been slowly venturing towards. The sign pointed you in this direction, and you've come to the gates of Vallaki. And as you approach the gates, you see the description of the city that I'm going to flip to and read again, just as a reminder.
I need to learn how to put stuff on Rhythm Bot so that I play jokes
Googling
once. No, just for joke sounds once in a while. Especially
no, not you.
Once I start barding again.
I only need it for a picture. I need to put an image up on the screen so that we can see what the town looks like.
Nobody look.
No music. Music once you guys start getting going, if the mood fits.
I didn't mean right this second. I meant I need to learn how to do it for the future, for when it's appropriate for me making my little jokes.
No, yeah, you're fine. I was talking to. I don't. Basically, you just send a link and ask me to do it because only I have permission in this channel. But I was talking to Nick. Nick said put this on Rhythm Bot and linked Town of Vallaki, a YouTube video, and I said no, because that means he's Googling or searching search terms that are in the book that you're not meant to be searching.
It's just ambiance. It's just because I was getting an image to pop up. I'm not looking up any guides.
So, the old Svalich Road, which is the road that you've been traveling on this whole time. It's a big road that goes straight through all of Barovia from one end to the other. The road meanders into a valley, watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground outside the gate and flanking the road are a half dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. Around the iron gate surrounding the town is a 15-foot high wall with vertical logs held together with thick ropes and mortar, and the top of the logs is sharpened to a sharp, flame-hardened point. There's wooden. Yeah, so that's what you see going up, and there's two shadowy figures behind the gates, which are shut. You guys, I went and did the math, and actually, it's really good that you guys were traveling at a fast pace because you've got about 15 minutes before nightfall. It's 6:45, so it's almost nighttime, and you're so the Vallaki is like in a clearing in the woods, so you're still in the woods surrounding you, but this area is a little far away from the actual woods themselves. So you enter this clearing, and here's a giant blockaded town, and you've got Ereven, Biggie, Zoe, and then you have Irina, the woman from Barovia, and I think I said Gwendolyn. I'm gonna have to look that up. The girl that you rescued in tow behind you, but you three are leading the pack. So whoever was the leader and whoever wants to approach the gates and do whatever you want to do, the gates are shut at the moment.
Scary. Biggie.
Biggie says, I'm not scared.
I'm a little bit scared. Just a little bit.
Vanya is petting Vladimir and comforting him as his eyes get really wide as he looks at the city. Biggie looks at Ereven. What's the plan? What do you think? Who should go up there?
Alright, I'll go up there. but those gates are locked. I'm gonna have to rely on you for a secondary plan. Okay.
Okay,
I'd like
okay,
to
so
the gates.
me and
I
you.
could open them or something.
Okay, I'll approach the gate with you. You guys stay back here while we make sure that it's safe. And if we get incinerated on sight, then you guys can run away. All right, let's go. And he pats Erevan on the back after saying that horrible thing. Because he's totally fine with dying at any moment. So he's like, okay, me and Erevan, we're not afraid to die. All right, come on, chum, let's go.
I just realized how bad my moral compass is because I didn't even raise an eyebrow to that.
Well, it's Begee, so.
So Erevan and Begee approach. Oh, and my owl is on my shoulder. So Arky, my owl, is on my right shoulder, and I have my left arm around Erevan, like helping prompt him forward as his feet kind of lightly drag the ground.
All right, so you approach the gate slowly, shoulder to shoulder, and the two shadowy figures take notice and turn and look, and you see two human. One of them, they're both wearing light helmets, so it's not like a full visor helmet, but it's like one of those like in Lord of the Rings where it like goes around the side of their head and it kind of comes to like a little point at the top. One of them has long hair and appears to be female, and the other one appears to be male. And they turn and look at you with their dirty, grimy, dusty faces, and the male speaks and says, "Who goes there?"
Adventurers! We're just adventurers trying to find a place to stay for the night. I promise.
Adventurers, huh? Don't see many of them around here, but they're always the ones causing trouble. What business do you have in here? Stay the night, huh?
Yes.
Begee
We have
says,
a little.
yes, we have money to pay to spend the night. We intend to do no harm to your city. We seek only refuge and comfort.
I should hope you have money if you're trying to find a place to stay. They don't take kindly to beggars in here in Vallaki. Well, it is awful close to nighttime, but I guess we haven't locked the gates yet, so go ahead and go on in, but don't cause any trouble or we'll be finding you. The Baron doesn't like troublemakers in his city.
Baron?
Baron.
The Baron.
Baron naked?
McGee!
Awesome.
AKED. I am the Baron Aked. Wait, you're Baron Aked?
Baron Vargas Velakovich. He's the burgomaster of this town. It's like a mayor, you know, kind of like how, and then the female guard kind of smacks him on the arm. Yeah. Anyway, Baron Vargas Velakovich. He's the
Vargas.
He's the one you want to watch out for here. He's the rightful, burgomaster of this town.
Oh, is he friendly?
They both just laugh.
Oh, good. Oh, phew. I was worried for a second there. Thought this was going to be difficult.
Yay!
They say, let's just say that let's just say that no one frowns in Vallaki.
Oh. Well,
No.
do you mean like they don't, like they shouldn't, or they don't? Like, is that
Well,
That's what I was thinking.
Find out. F around and find out.
Vicky gets a big smile on his face and goes, "Oh, this if this is anything like the Simpsons Halloween episode, I'm gonna keep a big smile on my face."
What's a Simpsons?
It's this cartoon invented by Matt Groening. Remember, this is actually Vicky. This is the actual James Michael
I know.
Harsberger.
That's why
Literal.
I said, "What's a Simpson?"
The female guard reaches over with her pike and taps the side. Oh, by the way, these pikes are like super long. They're like 10-foot long poles, and there's plenty of space between the bars for them to reach through and stab you. You just you come to that realization that they could just like start giving you right through the fence, but they don't. She reaches over and taps.
Biggie sticks his hand out to the fence so they can smell him.
They don't smell you. They look down at you and then kind of give you a weird look. And
Did they bite his thumb off?
He did that to Zach's dog. James.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to give him careful instructions.
And he
Like,
goes,
I think our dog is aggressive. He bit. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and Zach goes, I don't know, I guess to let him sniff you. And Biggie's like, okay. And he just shoves his hand in the dog's face. And the dog gets this look of surprise first, like, what the hell? Do you want me to bite you? And then he's like, okay, chomp. And then like, took out a little part of his thumb and thumbnail. But he was
He
fine
didn't just
because
stick his
he's
hand.
Biggie.
He didn't just stick his hand through the bars. He stuck them palm up.
Yeah.
Like he was exposing the part of his hand that has all the nerves and softer, no bone.
It's like Jackass, you know, just jam your hand at a barking dog and see what happens. Ow.
I was gonna say, like, that dog had bitten like 17 different people. It was a miracle he hadn't been put down. I was trying to give James careful instructions of what we're going to do before he goes. So I'm like, so we're gonna have you sniff his hand, and I had other stuff I was about to say, and I never got to it.
Yep, because he just jammed
All
his
right,
hand
open
forward.
the gate. The iron gate cracks open and starts to slide across the dusty road as dirt and stuff kicks up from the ground, and little bits of gravel and stuff get caught between the gate and the road and, you know, fly out everywhere. And the gate opens halfway, and they say, go on, get inside. We'll be locking the gate soon, so we don't want to open it all the way. It's too much of a pain to get closed.
Okay, I be the first to walk in.
Oh, let's ask the guards where the nearest inn is located, where we can get some beds for the night.
Well, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Vanya's gonna ask that as everyone else just wanders into the city. She's gonna look at the guards and say, because they didn't say anything, so Vanya just sees them walking in, and she's like, okay, I guess we're going in.
Sorry.
So she goes running up, and she asks the guards, oh, excuse me, can you direct us towards an inn for the night?
The guard you're talking to points down the main road and says, follow the main road, and you'll come across an inn towards the center of town, right across from the town square. It's called the Blue Water Inn. That's the only place you can really pay to have a room in this town, but they're not real busy at the moment. Like I said, we don't see many adventurers or travelers here, so you should be able to get a room for pretty cheap.
Okay, are they good with horses accompanying inside and all that?
They say, "Oh yeah, of course."
Horse. Okay, yeah, good.
He says they've got a stable you can rent and feed for the horses and stuff like that.
Well, I meant like at the bar.
No animals inside, obviously.
Ooh.
What kind of town you think this is?
No, just that's okay. I'll figure something out. And she's gonna walk in towards the main road, and she's gonna kind of whistle at Biggie, who looks over at her and like goes trotting towards her. He's just like aimlessly wandering around, just kind of like looking up at the sky and looking up at the big buildings and stuff.
The sky is just as dusky as ever before, although it is starting to dim slightly. As you come out of the forest, you see that it's gotten darker since you went in, and dusk is quickly setting.
Okay, so we're going straight for the inn. We want to get our rooms.
Sounds good.
All right. So you walk down the main road, and on the left, immediately after entering the gates, you pass by what looks like a big open stockyard area. And this is not where they told you to go. This is just the first point of interest you passed and see immediately. And this large stockyard has several sheds along its periphery with big locks on them, and it lies adjacent to a roomy-looking warehouse. A wooden sign above the front gate reads Arisek Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon, its colorful paint peeling off. Faded lettering on its side spells out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. A heavy padlock secures the back door, which is facing the front. And it appears that there is a small building with a door that's facing the road next to like the entrance of the stockyard. So it's like the entrance where you walk through, and then on the left side there's a building with a sign hanging from it that says General Goods, and then another sign hanging under that. You know how they're like on like chain that says Storage Rental. And unless you specifically want to...
McGee's not walking towards it, but he is enthralled, and he thinks that the carnival sounds cool. And he's going to look at he's going to look at Zoe and say, hey, maybe after we rest, when we get like a day off or something, maybe we can hit up the carnival. This looks like a lot of fun. And he said that to Zoe.
Have fun, and I make an awkward smile with an awkward thumbs up.
McGee is smiling.
And I continue to head towards the inn.
McGee trots behind.
All right, you continue walking down the road, and after another 500-ish feet or so this is about 500 feet inside, you walk another 500 feet down the main road. It is a nice, big, dusty road. There's some rocks that are kind of, like the Scarborough roads, where there's like rocks that have been kind of smoothed out that kind of solidify it, but it's not like a cobble road.
Years and years of dirt packing.
Exactly. Yeah, like the dirt's been worn down to the rocks, and then the rocks are kind of like a makeshift path. So, yep. And then about another 500 feet down, you come to a split in the path. There's a sign at the crossroads. One points to the left and says Town Square, and that's kind of like a smaller offshoot. The road kind of narrows down, and you can see that there's an opening at the end. And the other end has more signposts pointing towards it. So there's only one that says Town Square. The other one says... I need to find what they call it. There's two signs. There's a sign pointing back towards where you guys were that says, this is backward. To the sign pointing back in the way you came says, Morning Gate. The one pointing down the road, there's two. One of them says, Zarovich Gate, and the other one says Sunset Gate. So the gate that you guys just came from is called the Morning Gate, and there's two other down the main road called Zarovich Gate and Sunset Gate. And you continue down the main path because that was the direction that they gave you. And you walk a couple thousand feet, pretty long road. You see like hovels and homes on the side. There's no one really in the streets, but you do see open windows and people in their homes and tending their gardens and things like that. So he is much more lively than Barovia was. There's actually people outside living here.
I would like to kind of just take a look around right now as we're going and try to see a general idea, like if the people are actually acting fairly normal and relatively jovial, or if it's all through gritted teeth looking over their shoulders fear.
So make an insight check.
Okay.
Guidance. Vanya sees Zoe.
You didn't know he was going to make that check.
She just sees him furrow his brow, and she guidances him.
Well, you know what? We'll just say that you can pick someone and have them continually guidanced, and they can choose to use that guidance whenever they want, until it would be a situation where you couldn't cast it anymore. So unless you would like to change it, you now have Zoe guidanced. So every time he uses it, you recast it.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right. Almost there.
and you roll the guidance and tell him the modifier. He'll make his regular roll, so he doesn't have to add it manually. You can just say guidance and then the number, but he'll decide when to roll it each time.
Okay, well, I'm rolling right now just to get that feel for the town and the people.
Yep.
I don't even think with guidance I could tell a damn thing. I rolled a 5.
All right, so 5 plus your modifier. What's the total?
No, but you don't understand. My modifier is a 4, so I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, okay. So you're looking around at the people, and
Sorry.
you see some of them are smiling, and as far as you can tell, it's a genuine smile. You see others that are like fake smiling, but I mean, everyone does that. I mean, I fake smile at work; no one can tell.
Yeah, there's a difference between that and the blink twice if you're being held prisoner type of look on their face. You know.
Yeah, you don't see that or detect it anywhere, but there's a mixture of people. There's some people with big grins that look super happy to be tilling the front of their yard and picking weeds, and there's some people who are sitting on their front porch drinking a cup of unidentified liquid, and they've got a grimace on their face. But you don't really have any particular feel for what was the guidance roll.
2.
You don't have any sort of particular feel for like any sense of anything just by looking at people and trying to read their mood. But I mean, it's kind of like humid out. People got their doors open. They're kind of letting their things air out. So it seems like this town's a lot more friendly if you wanted to talk to people or strike up a conversation. However, when they look at you as a group of adventurers, anyone who kind of takes notice of you just kind of looks away and doesn't seem to want to like directly associate with you, but not everyone is like outright rude or creepy or whatever.
That's a good answer for my question, considering I
for
rolled
a 4.
a 1. I naturally rolled a 1.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's no such thing as natural ones for rolls, so you got like a 8 or a 9 total.
Yeah, but what my point was is that my actual roll was a 1. It couldn't be any lower.
Yeah, that was the least amount of information you could get, but the point is you still thought to ask to roll, so you do still get some information. It's just not as much information as you hope for. But even just by rolling, even if you didn't get a good roll, so you continue meandering down the road, and there's several offshoots where the road continues down and around. It looks like it just goes to more houses, but then you do come to a significant crossroad in the center, or what seems like the center of town. You've been walking for a little while. You see a road to the north and a road to the south. You're coming from the east. The road to the north says Zarovich Gate. The road continuing to the west says Sunset Gate. The road to the south says Town Square. And there is a big... there's a big building in front of you, right past the crossroads, on the opposite corner of the crossroads. Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall, which in medieval parlance you can assume means the Blue Water Inn, which is what they told you the inn. They don't really use words to label inns in medieval times. They use like pictograms, so they call it the Blue Water Inn, but it's a big bright blue picture of a waterfall hanging above the main entrance.
All right, guys, let's head in and ask for a room.
All right, so we barge on in.
All right, you open the door to the inn, and you look inside, and it looks it feels very warm and brightly lit. Looks like a real nice place. There's a couple of round tables in the center of the room. There's smaller, like 1 to 2 people tables around the walls of the room. There's windows on most of the walls, and then there's a bar at the far end of the room. And there's a well directly to your left outside the building. And underneath the entrance is or above the entrance is an overhang where you can see there's like rooms directly above you. You know how they design buildings like that, whatever that's called. Inside, directly across from you, there is a bar with a bunch of seats in front of it. Most of the seats in this building are empty. However, there's many more people than there were in the last inn you guys went to. To find in here where it tells that information. Ah. So you look around the room and you're kind of scouting it out and getting a feel for the people and stuff in there. And you're just kind of casually counting and not counting the barkeep and anyone who seems to be tending tables. There seems like there is about 11 or 12 people. It's hard to get a perfect count because there's people moving around and people got like cloaks and hoods on and stuff, and you don't have a perfect view of every single person, but a decent number of people, about a dozen people inside the building. No one seems particularly interesting from a distance at the moment. There's nothing crazy going on, and the bartender is standing behind the bar doing bartender stuff.
Yeah.
Aravan is going to approach the
Casually
bar
wiping
and...
the-
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Aravan.
What?
We're all heading for the bar, I think.
Oh yeah, I want to go.
We're all
I know. Want to go up to the bar.
Did you mean Big E's gonna approach the bar? You said Aravan's gonna approach the bar at Nick.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, Big E.
I was just making sure you were talking about the right character. Okay, so Big E and Aravan approach the bar. There is a man standing behind the bar, and he turns and looks at you, and he sees your clothing and your attire. He says, "Ah, welcome, travelers, I presume."
Yes, and we're looking to stay for the night.
He says, "Oh, yes, of course. I've got several rooms open. How many have you got? A bed for the night is one electrum piece. So depending on how many you've got, I hopefully have enough room for everyone. I know sometimes parties can get pretty big, but we have plenty of rooms open at the moment. So how many are we housing tonight?"
Is it any cheaper if you share a room? Like, do you have rooms with multiple beds, like a hostel?
He says, we only have private rooms. He says, but we charge by the bed, not by the person, like some scummy hotel where it's like, sorry, if you have more than 2 people, that's going to be, they charge by the bed. So however many beds you want to get, but the floors of our rooms are unfortunately the lowest priority. So careful sleeping there if you don't have your own bedding, because you might get splinters or ticks or something.
Well, we could save a lot of
Not
money.
that our beds are much better.
If we all squeeze in one bed, we could save a lot of money.
I wasn't wanting to do that. I was just hoping maybe there was like a 4 beds in a single room type hostel deal. So for a bed, it's an electrum piece?
He says, yep, per bed, 1 electrum piece.
What's an electrum piece? Because I don't think I've ever seen that monetary value level.
It is 1/2 of a gold piece or 5 silver. So it's just a unit of value, but it's shorthand for 5 silver basically.
I did not know that. Now I do.
He says, I also take gold and silver.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go run a room. So here's my 5. Here's my 10 quid pence something or other Lectra.
All right. So Zoe follows the party up to the thing, and as soon as she hears how much a room costs, she's like, "Yep, that's me. I am tired," and drops 5 silver on the table. And the innkeeper says,
Oh, also, I would like to buy like. Oh wait, is this an inn and tavern or just an inn?
He says, "Oh yes, we've got wine and food and um, water and all sorts of things. It's
Hey,
a tavern in tavern.
okay,
You see people at tables drinking and eating.
hook me up with a fairly decent, standard meal and a mug or two of ale, and let me know and I'll pay it. And I'm going to go chill for a bit before I go to bed.
He
And the rest of
says
the group, I don't care what they do. I'm not paying for them.
he says, yeah, of course. Well, with your room comes um, hot beet soup and fresh bread for no additional cost. If you're looking for something a bit heartier, we've got braised wolf steaks for an additional electrum, and we've also got wine for sale if you're into that.
You said wolf steak. I want
Yep.
wolf steak and 2 wines.
Alrighty, so that'll be another electrum, or I guess in your case you're paying in silver. It'll be another 5 silver, so I can round up to gold, or if you want to pay me in silver, that's up to you. And we've got 2 different varieties of wine. I recommend the Red Dragon Crush. It's a very fine vintage. It's 1 silver for a pint. Or if you're a little short on cash right now, we've got the Purple Great Mash number 3, which is only 3 copper for a pint. But I'll knock off a copper since you're buying so many rooms at once.
What do you mean buying so many rooms at once? I'm only buying myself 1 room.
Well, I mean your party. I'm giving
Oh,
you
okay,
kind of a
okay.
party discount on the wine. I know. After a hard day of adventuring, you're looking for somewhere to crash and drink your problems away. So I'm willing to. I'm all for that.
I'll get the steak and some of the good wine. Just tell me how much that is.
All right, the good wine. So that'll be 15. That'll be 16 silver pieces, or 1 gold and 6 pieces.
Okay, I hand it over.
All right, you hand him an additional silver piece and a gold piece, and he says, "All right, just wait here a moment. I'll go get your wine, and then I'll take the rest of your orders." He disappears.
I really hope I added this up correctly on my sheet.
16 silver or 1 gold and 6 silver. I'm keeping track of it, so you can add it if you want.
Oh, good.
You should
Awesome.
have 9. You should have 9 gold and 3 silver left.
Oh my god, that's what I have.
What?
I
That's
shouldn't have gotten
amazing.
that right.
He realizes you're in a hurry, so before he starts taking everyone else's orders, he goes into the back, and he returns within moments with a pint of a wooden pint glass with a pewter, one of those like little lids where you push the button and it opens up, and a plate with, it looks like it was been sitting under a heat lamp for a while, but it's a looks like a grilled braised steak and a couple slices of bread on top of the plate. And he says, "Pardon me, I couldn't get the soup. I've only got so many hands, but they're brewing up a fresh pot. So if you give me a few minutes, when that's done, I'll bring you a bowl of it." And he sets all that on the counter and sets down a little copper key on the counter as well, and says, "This is your key. It's room 2B upstairs."
Wait, all right, I'm going to go find a table that's open or some spot that has enough seats for everybody. And I'm going to take my food and go sit down. And I'm sorry, but did you say the soup is red beet soup?
He says, "Yep, fresh hot beet soup."
Cool, just checking. Sounds like somebody's been playing the game Raft.
Playing what?
The game Raft.
Oh, is that a thing on that?
The company is Red Beet,
Oh,
software. And so one of the veggies in the game, one of the only veggies in the game is beets that you can like make into vegetable soup or beet soup.
it's also like a Eastern European like poor person food. Like
didn't know that.
Irish have potatoes. That's like what they eat is beets and other root vegetables.
That must suck. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go find us a table and I'm going to start just taking in the food and atmosphere and drink.
All right, you go and get a table and sit down. You find a table that has enough seats for your party size -1, but there's an empty chair at a table in the corner that a man is sitting at. And it doesn't appear there's any of the chair across from him is like scooted into the table, and he's sitting there alone at the table.
Big E can just stand.
Oh,
It's
I guess-
fine. Ignore the
That's what I
obvious
assumed we were
hook.
going to do. So I go to the other. Yeah. I was like, why is he telling us all this detail about this guy? He's already let me know there's one table with one too few seats.
So he hands Zoe all of her stuff, and then turns attention back to Erevan and Biggie and says, "All right, sorry about that. That one seemed like they were in a bit of a hurry. What would y'all like? Are you getting? How many more rooms are we talking?"
Biggie, you get in a room. I'm getting
Biggie-
a room.
Yeah, Big E and Vanya each pull out their 5 silver. Vanya has to break a gold, and so what she needs 1 electrum is change. And Big E has 7 silver, so he's going to take 5 silver coins and hand them over. And Big
I'm
E
sorry,
wants
we have to break the coins.
Do what?
We have to break the coins because I was just counting down old EverQuest way.
You do have to break coin. Yours didn't end up needing to be broken since you had enough to break.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But for the most part, anywhere you go, they're going to be able to make change.
Now
But
that I
there
know.
might be a
Okay.
situation where they can't, so it's good to keep
Especially
track of
this
that.
guy. This
Sorry.
guy's taking nothing but electrum coins all day. If he can't break a gold into 2 electrum, nope. Sorry, I have no electrum
Yeah.
coins. How do you not? You've been collecting specifically
Literally.
1 electrum. That's what you say. Your price sheet says 1 electrum. Yeah, she only has gold.
Anyway, sorry for
and-
interrupting. Thank you.
She has a lot, by the way. She's got like 26 gold. Sorry, I've only got hundreds. Can you break 1?
So
Oh my god!
he takes Biggie's 5 silver. He
Oh.
takes.
Vacation! The whole trip!
Josh Moore.
Oh, gee.
He was
That's how you get
manipulative as
mugged.
shit. We were all on vacation with my dad, and Josh made a bet at the start of it that he could not spend any money this entire vacation by bringing one single $100 bill. So every time we'd stop for food or drinks or stuff, Josh would go to pay. Dad would be like, "Oh no, don't break 100 here. I got it."
Oh, and your dad didn't know about that.
He didn't know about the bet. He didn't realize what Josh was doing. Josh literally did
awesome.
not spend a single dime the entire trip.
Wow.
I mean, because why would he need to break 100? There's no reason for that. He'll just get him. It's fine.
So sorry, but yes, Nick, I got the
Oh.
reference very fast.
Oh wait, can we actually do that? Big E is gonna see Vanya and be like, "No, don't break your gold. Here, I've got it." Okay, so
So you give him a gold instead.
yeah, Big E gives a gold piece and
Okay.
Vanya doesn't pay anything. But then Big
Okay.
E wants to see the menu. He wants to see those food and drink options again. So how much is it if he gets the good wine and a steak?
He pulls out a little like wooden menu that has like little pictures carved into it. Beet soup and bread are on the house if you buy a room.
Oh yeah.
A wolf steak is 1 electrum, and then there's 2 qualities of wine. Purple grape mash number 3 is 3 copper pieces, but he's giving you a discount for 2 if you want that. And red dragon crush for 1 silver for a pint.
Okay, so Big E definitely wants the good wine and the steak.
All right, so your total, including room for Biggie and Vanya, would be also 16.
Oh,
Right?
16.
No,
Okay.
that's what he just paid. Sorry, it'd be 21 because it's 1 gold.
1 gold for the rooms, and then 1 electrum for the steak.
Why
And
was
then-
Zoe so expensive?
What are you talking about? Mine was only like 1.6 gold.
1.6. I think I did the math wrong on that
I
one.
think you overcharged.
Could have fooled
Zoe.
me.
I think I overcharged Zoe. Yeah. Hold on. let me
I
fix that.
don't think so. I ordered 1 room,
The room
a
is.
steak, and
I was
2
thinking.
wines.
I was thinking the
2
gold. Oh, you
wines.
ordered 2 wines.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 wines. Does that make up the difference?
It still doesn't, but I'll do the math and fix it later.
Yeah, just let me know what that fix is. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was thinking the room was more expensive. So, Big E, your total is 1 gold for the rooms plus 6 silver for the steak and 1 wine. So 1.6.
Okay. Just for my math purposes, how much is the wine?
The wine itself is 1 silver for a pint.
Okay, that matches up. Okay. All right, I think I got it right.
Okay. What is your? How much do you have on Big E right now? If
Okay,
you're
I have.
tracking it.
Okay, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I've got 1 gold, 1 electrum, 6 silver, and 9 copper.
I don't have the copper tracked, but I'll write that down. Where did you get the electrum from?
Just now I broke one of my gold into 2 electrum.
Did not say he gives you an electrum.
Oh, what does he give me?
You haven't broken anything yet. What are you paying him? You had at the start. You had 2 gold and 8 silver. Is that not what you had started with?
I had 7 silver.
I had 8, so I don't know where you spent 1, but
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna pay him 2 gold plus 1 silver, and then that's 16. Then he gives me 5 silver and change, or 1 electrum.
what?
I'm.
Because you're breaking a gold.
Yeah.
I'll
So
bet we added my copper. I'll bet we added that as like silver or gold on accident.
I don't have any
Maybe,
electrum,
but I haven't been
and
tracking copper.
I owe 1.5 gold, plus the cost of the wine, and 1.5 gold. I don't have any electrum, so I wanted to give him 2 gold coins and break.
You owe 1.6 gold. 5 silver is an electrum. You don't have to pay an electrum. 5 silver equals 1 electrum.
I know, but I want to give him 2 gold pieces and then break one of them. Get change.
Okay, so you give him 2 gold pieces, and he pays you back in silver, all the silver that your party just dumped on him.
Fine. How much?
So you're giving him 2 gold pieces and asking to make change.
Yeah.
He gives you 4 silver in return.
4. Okay, so I don't add up to an electrum. So 4 silver.
Nope.
So now I have 11 silver, right?
Yes, but go ahead and add. You have 12 silver. I don't know where you spent that one, and it's irrelevant.
Okay, and
So I'm not changing mine to match yours.
That's fine. And you said it was 3 copper per the cheap drink.
Yes, but he's giving you a discount to 2.
To 2. Okay, so he is going to spend. He's going to spend 8 of his copper to buy 4 of the stinky drink for Vanya.
Stinky.
Because she doesn't want to drink the expensive wine. She goes up and says, "I don't need that fancy stuff. Just give me the cheap stuff so I can get drunk." And then he says, when he gives the price of 8 copper, Big E's gonna be like, "Oh, here, I've got copper. You don't need to break that." And so second time he pays for her.
How much? You said how much copper did you have on your sheet?
9.
Because I wasn't tracking it. Okay. So you have 1 copper left.
Yep, 1 copper. So he paid for her drinks too. Because it's like, oh, don't break a gold just for some alcohol here. So he spends his copper to get 4 drinks of the cheap stuff for her.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So you
this
have
stuff is important. We spent 30 minutes getting our menus right.
It is. I mean, you got to spend money somewhere. It's also a good way to make sure that to make sure that your monies are right and match up with what we have. They all agree. So.
Yeah, it gives us something to do with the silver and copper. We're gonna join Zoe at the table when we're done, and then sit down and wait for Erevan.
Okay. Erevan, he goes to the back, or he says, if you go join your friend, and I'll bring everyone's food together, so it's fresh. He does hand you your key to your room, though. It's a little copper key. He says it'll be. He says, oh, were you guys wanting a room together, or does that one want their own room?
No, I'll go in with someone else. I don't really mind.
Okay. He says I gave your friend with the sword over there. I gave her a key to a 2-bedroom. but we don't have any 1 bedrooms available
What
at the
about
moment.
what about Arena and the girl? It's per person, so someone's going to have to pay for them, and they're going to have to double up with us at least. If there's doubles, why don't 2 party members together, and then each party member takes Arena and Henrietta. Am I still on? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, who are you asking?
Yeah, you're still on.
Oh yeah, so why don't we? I mean, we have to pay for them, right? So do we need to? Does someone need to pay 1 more gold so that we can get them in rooms too? And he said there's only doubles, so
Yeah.
Yeah, are you asking me? Or are you asking the character? Or are you asking with?
I guess I'm asking the party because Biggie just paid for 2 rooms, so he's wondering if anyone else can maybe cover the 2 NPCs.
Well, fine, I'll cover the piece.
Yes.
All right.
The bartender turns to you after that discussion. He says, "So it'll be 3 rooms then."
3, 2, 4. Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah, 3 rooms.
Did you enter in the affirmative? I was asking Aravan.
I said yeah.
He says. Then did you want any food or drink or anything, or just the beet soup and bread and free water?
Turn to who I just bought rooms for and ask them if they want anything.
The little girl says, "No, that's fine. I'm not really that hungry. I'll just have whatever we get." And Irina says, "Oh, a steak sounds really good right now."
All right. Okay. I turn over back to the bartender man and I go, a steak for her, and how much for your nice quality wine? I was hearing a little bit about it. And kind of really sounds delicious.
He says, he turns to you and he goes, "Oh yes, you must try it. It's called Red Dragon Crush, and we charge 1 silver for a pint. We used to have this even better kind, but unfortunately our shipment's been a little bit late at the moment, so we're running low on supplies. But the Red Dragon Crush is all we've got. It's the best we've got, but it's so good. My family, we own a winery out of town, and they just make the best wine. If you're a wine connoisseur, you've got to try it. You know what? The steak and the wine's on the house. I don't think that little one's gonna eat very much, so I don't feel right charging you full price."
Yeah.
And
Thank you, man.
he says, "Yeah, no problem." He says, "Unfortunately, we do only have the rooms we have available at the moment. There's 2 rooms with 2 beds each, and 1 room with 4 beds. So what I can do is I'll charge you for the 3 beds, but then you guys can just spread out across the rooms however you want. We don't have many guests at the moment, but if anyone comes in, then we might need to shove someone else in that room with you to make bed. But I don't see I don't see the likelihood of that happening. How long were y'all needing to stay here?"
Freaking night.
Oh, just the night. Oh, that's fine then. Yeah, we haven't seen adventurers around here for a while. So here, I'll be right back. Let me get you the key to the room. Yours will be 2C. That's the room with 4 beds in it. Not much else, but it's a place to sleep. And I'll get you a cup of that wine. And did you want just 1, or was she drinking 2? He points over to Arena. She shakes her head and raises a hand. She says, "No, thank you, just water for me." He says, "Okay, I'll be right back." And he turns around, leaves, and comes back with a pint of wine, a sizzling wolf steak on a plate, and 3 loaves of bread. and he says, "I'll be back with the soup." They're just finishing a fresh pot, and let's see, that'll be how much is that? There were some deals going on there. So the steak and the wine was on the house, and so it's just 3 rooms. So 1.5 gold. So he says it'll be 3 electrum for the rooms, or 1 gold and 5 silver pieces, if that's what you got.
1 gold, 5 silver pieces. That's. I actually don't have any electrum. Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, that's all right. A lot of people around here don't even carry that much silver, so an electrum piece is not really the most common unit of currency. But it's easier to say 1 electrum than 5 silver. You know, it makes it sound like when you call something like $2.99 instead of $3.
I get it.
So you drop the money on the counter. It's a gold and 5 silver. So you should now, if you're tracking it on your sheet, you should have 12 gold and 10 silver. Does that match?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So everyone except for Vanya and Nick, what do you have for Vanya's gold? We'll just check that.
20, 21? 20?
I have 19 gold and 1 platinum, but I don't know what those
platinum?
2 gold were. And
You mean
Yeah.
electrum?
platinum.
1 platinum? Okay, whatever you
Yeah.
have. Then I'll write that down. So 1 platinum and 19 gold.
Yeah, we'll say 21 gold. We're being lenient with the gold right now. So
All right.
Biggie has 12 silver, 1 copper. Erevan has 12 gold, 10 silver. Vanya has 1 platinum, 21 gold. Zoe has 10 gold, 9 silver, and how much copper did you say, Zoe?
I don't know. I didn't keep track of soccer. I thought I was at 9 3 silver.
At what?
Really track copper.
9 gold, 3 silver.
Oh, right. Okay, so let's come back to that then. I put you back to your total. I'm glad I said that. I knew there was a reason I was going through it.
Okay,
So
good. Thank you.
the room is half of a gold piece. The steak is another half of a gold piece, and the wine would be 2 silver pieces. So it's a total of 1 gold piece, 2 silver pieces. So you're at 9 gold, 7 silver. It wasn't a huge mistake because you were getting 2 glasses of wine, but that was what threw me off.
9 gold,
So-
7 silver. I don't have any copper.
No copper. Yep.
Works for me.
Yeah, I haven't been tracking copper. I'll put it on the sheet just in case it becomes relevant at some point. Because, when something costs 2 copper, I'm not just gonna say, round it. So
I feel like Biggie has 1 gold piece. Because he had 3.
you did. He had 2 on my sheet, but yeah, fine, sure, 1 gold.
Okay, he has 1 gold.
So, okay, so everyone is now in agreement on gold, and I've been we kept pretty good track of it up till now. That's including treasure and selling and buying and stuff. So, I'm not going to say we'll do better later because that was pretty good. So every once in a while when we go to spend gold, we kind of take an inventory of what everyone has and just kind of hand wave it. So maybe you miscounted the gold that was in that treasure chest. You actually had 1 more that you found in the bottom of your bag, Or oops, I must have given that guy 2 silver instead of 3. So
The first one is never going to happen.
well, some people gained, some people lost as I was adjusting and matching numbers. So everyone's in agreement with my sheet now, and that's the important thing going forward. And if it comes up, then we'll address it. It's not a big deal. It's It's a pittance at this point. So, all right. Did anyone else have copper that I need to write down? No.
As everyone is doing all this financial discussions, you look over and notice that Biggie is putting ketchup all over his delicious sizzling steak. Cold ketchup, just straight
What he
from the
thinks is
sizzle.
ketchup. He's putting what he thinks is ketchup on his steak.
He takes a bite.
So it's
What does he
it's
think?
like a beet ketchup, but it's super super salty. It tastes like someone took
Garum.
dried beets and no, because it's not spicy at all. It's like dried beets that have been ground into salt, to chop it up. So it tastes like really really strong beets. It kind of stains your mouth red, but it's also very salty. So you just over salted the steak. But it's also real thick, so it's easy to just kind of scrape off and pretend like it didn't happen.
You ruined the perfectly good steak.
Biggie has a terrible sense of taste, so he enjoys it. And he takes another bite. In fact, he adds a little more of the sauce and goes, "Oh, this is pretty good. Almost as good as
Aw.
pepperoni pizza rolls."
So he hands all the food and stuff to you, Erevan, and he says, "Hey, listen, you seem like a good lot. So we're running real low on our wine supply. I'm kind of getting worried. Our the winery that we get our shipment from, we've been expecting a shipment now for a while, and it seems like something's holding it up. So I'll tell you what, you guys said you're adventurers, right?
Oh, yeah.
If
Yeah.
you want some side work, if you get busy,
Side quest.
if you get
Side
if
quest.
you get a chance, if you want to go check out and figure out what's going on at the winery, I'll give you guys like free room and board. Like, I mean, obviously I'm not going to refund what you already paid, but you guys need a little more time here, need a place to stay. If you like the rooms, of course, I mean, I hope they're up to your liking. Of course, if they're not, if you need anything, pillows, blankets, come let me know. But, yeah, you're more than welcome to stay here, free room and board. If you come back, if you figure out what's going on with that wine shipment, and get that resolved, I'm more than happy to let you guys stay here as long as you do.
All right. Where is this winery that you're talking about?
He says,
pretty sure they came from east from here.
It's to the west, and you guys came from the east. He says it's to the west, and you guys know you came from the east. He says it's down the road to the west, not too far from here. Let me find the marker on the map real quick. He says not too far from here. It's maybe half a day's travel down the road. You go almost all the way to Kresk, and then take the fork into the woods, and it's up the woods a ways, and it's on a big vineyard in the middle of the Svalich woods. So you can't miss it. There's signs pointing the way. You just kind of follow the main road, but yeah, it's about a half day travel. So I mean, I don't want to put you out. Take care of your business in town first. Do what you need to do, but we're starting to run low on wine here, and that's kind of the one thing that people like in this valley is their wine. So I don't want to be the one to tell them we're out. So, yeah, I mean, as soon as you can, but Nate, no rush. Just offers on the table. We don't get many
All right.
adventurers here.
Discuss it with the rest of my party.
He says, yeah, of course. If you need anything, if you have any questions, he says, my name is Erwin Martikov. I'm the owner of this inn. And yeah, just come ask for me if I'm not here. You can speak to my wife or anyone else running this, whoever's running the bar at the time. But yeah, let me know what you think about that after you talk to your party.
All right. That's
And
what we offer, dude.
he hands you his stuff, and he goes back to tending bar.
Oh, hey, Biggie.
What's up?
Biggie. Okay, so the bartender kind of told me about this lake. They're having a wine shortage, and I really like my wine, man. I'm thinking
A little too much there, Lush.
maybe a little too much, but that's not the point. They
I
told
like
us
buying
about
wine coolers
and
for underage girls.
for Ivy West.
As you say this, I'm up on the table dancing naked. I don't remember why, but I had a reason for it. I don't remember.
It made sense at the time.
Y'all wait.
It really did.
Already.
Okay, I'm not dancing naked on the table if I can't remember why. Never mind. Please continue. Sorry.
The shortage of
So
wine.
there's a winery.
Dastardly.
I want wine. I want wine. We're probably gonna get reward from it. Little side thing we could do. I think we should do that.
All right, yeah, I always
get
accept side quests.
Yeah. So
That sounded dirty.
go drop off the little girl somewhere here, and maybe we go north first. I think north from here is that lake, correct?
Yeah, I want to check out that lake.
Yes.
Oh, can we
Yeah,
ask
I
the
think
bartender about the
we
lake?
finish that.
Sure. He's behind the bar. He's wiping out some glasses and wiping down the table and stuff like that. He's serving some customers. Someone comes up and they're ordering a mug of wine, and he's serving them, and he gives them the cup, and the guy drops some copper on the counter and walks away, and he sees you and he says, "Oh yeah, can I help you?"
Biggie says, hey, I got my fortune told by one of those Vistani people. Very, very nice lady.
He says, "Shh, Vistani. We don't talk about Vistani here. They're not allowed in town."
Oh, really?
Why not?
But they're
Why?
they're creepy, weird
Yeah.
traveler people, and the Baron said they're not allowed in town. So, I mean, so I understand. I don't judge people, but just keep your voice down when you're talking about associating with them, because people look at you and get the wrong idea.
That sounds racist.
Oh yeah, hella racist.
Biggie says, oh, well, okay. So I got my fortune told by a gypsy, and
He says that's better.
So he says, I feel like there might be someone in trouble down by a lake nearby. Would you know of any good places to maybe take a hostage at the lake? Maybe that I would be like go rescue someone.
He says, "Oh well, I don't know about hostage, but the lake to the north of here, Lake Zarovich, is not exactly." Hold on. Just here. He says, the wolves in the forest kind of make it dangerous for anyone to go out of the walls of the town, especially the lake. It's so so much wilderness and such a big lake that if you're going out there without a big party of people, it's pretty dangerous with all the wildlife and who knows what else is out there. So yeah, I mean anyone who could find themselves out there in danger, but I don't know that anyone kidnapped necessarily, but it certainly wouldn't be a good place to take your kidnapped victim unless you're looking to get both of you killed. He says,
okay,
but yeah, surely. I mean, if you think there's someone in danger at a lake, then that would certainly be the lake that they're in danger at. The biggest lake in the area. There's also Lake.
Yeah?
There's another lake over to the west towards Kresk and towards the winery, Lake Baratok, but it's much smaller than Lake Zarovich. So if someone's talking about the lake, they're probably talking about Lake Zarovich. Mm-hmm. It's named after the Strahd himself, Strahd von Zarovich.
Oh.
Well, that sounds dangerous. Okay,
So,
one
yeah,
more question.
places.
If we needed to leave a couple of NPCs at some sort of a daycare, is there any way around here that'd be a good place to drop off a couple of NPC party members before we continue on? Daycare.
He looks at you funny and he says, "Well, there's not really any daycares around here. I guess the church is where like orphans and stuff like that gather. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but they don't accept adults though. So I guess it really depends on who exactly you're talking about dropping off." And he looks over at Zoe and says, "Is it that one? The one with the pointy ears?"
I don't think she likes churches very much.
We better not accidentally leave the NPCs for too long, or otherwise they'll like just kind of leave once they realize it was always allowed.
That was always allowed.
Okay.
He says,
that steak was good. I think I'm getting ready for bed.
So he says, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, so yeah, but whoever is welcome to stay here, and and this place is pretty safe. I mean, we try and keep evil things out as best we can. So,
Oh,
I would put my life on the line to say that this place is the safest place you can get in Barovia, from the evils that lurk out there.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Okay, why?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to know if there's any chance. Hold on, I have to actually find my character sheet. Oh, never mind. I don't. It's 2.
You're like, hold on, let me look. He speaks with a lot of confidence, but you can't really ascertain whether that means he's being honest or if he's just a good talker. But you do get a sense of safety when he is speaking to you.
Okay, so maybe it's a little safe. Oh, so we have one room with 2 beds and one room with 4 beds. So who should be in the double? And then the other 4.
Maybe
the little girl needs to be in the double because she's going to need an adult there just in case.
Yeah, I
If
was.
she's in a room by herself, we may not see her tomorrow morning ever again.
It should not. It should not be Biggie. I'm just saying. It should probably be Vanya or something.
Oh!
I'm just saying.
Okay, honestly, I'm the best equipped to protect her if something does happen during the middle of the night, so I'll go ahead and do it.
That makes sense.
So Zoe is going into the room with the girl, the young girl, and the rest of you are going to be in the room with 4 beds.
Yeah.
Yep. Can Vladimir go in the room with the girl too? He wants to help guard her, and also he can help ride her to safety if she needs to be like
That did
snatched
not
away.
sound.
Did you bring Vladimir in the building?
Oh, can he not come in the building?
Did you bring him in the building?
She tried to, yeah.
Did we even
no
tie
one-
him up anywhere, or did he just wander off?
No
No.
one stopped you at the doors or anything, and the bartender seemed to not really be super worried about it. But as you go to walk away, he says, "Oh, by the way, horses are generally not allowed. I know that one's kind of like a dwarf pony, and it's more like a seeing eye dog, but we really try not to. It's kind of a pain to clean these floors, and the hoof marks
Vanya
are."
would like to make a persuasion check to convince him to let her pony stay in her room with her. It's her emotional support pony.
Make a persuasion check.
Plus guidance.
Does she cast guidance on herself?
Yeah, she guidances silently, or she kind of mutters a guidance spell to herself, and then
He looks at you. He looks at you strangely as you cast a spell on yourself before you start to try and convince him.
This doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about it.
Wait, what am I doing? Oh, she has a -1
Persuasion.
charisma. Okay, 7. So
He
sorry,
says-
sorry, Vladimir.
He says, "I'm so sorry. We just can't let horses in here. The damage to the floor, and we had one drop through the stairs on the way down one day, and it broke its leg, and we had to pay out of pocket. So we just can't for liability reasons. We can't. But your
How
horse
much
is
is-
more. What?
How much did you have to pay out of pocket for the bullet?
He says, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. He says, your horse is more than welcome to stay in the stable, though. We have it, the entrance is outside, and it's well tended to, so your horse will be in good hands in the stable. Normally, we do charge to keep horses in there, but it's not super busy at the moment, so yeah, you're more than welcome to keep your horse in there free of charge, since I know it's hard to be apart from your emotional support animal, but at least you're not incurring an additional cost.
Can Vanya sleep in the stable next to Vladimir?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He says, yeah, I mean, it does get a little bit foggy and humid at night, so you'd be much more comfortable sleeping inside, but
Does she get any
yeah,
penalties?
you
Are there
wouldn't
any,
know
like,
that until you tried, or until you
Okay.
go out there and like check it out.
Fine.
As long
she'll
as you
just
can get a
sleep
comfortable
in
night's
bed.
rest, you're probably fine.
No, she'll sleep in a bed. For this time. But she's going feral.
Oh my god.
And there it is. Yeah, he says normally it's 1 silver a night, but you guys have already. I mean, your party alone has already almost exceeded my nightly sales. So I think 1 night for free for your horse in the stable is good. Compromise. So any other questions you had for me or anything?
No.
Nope.
I think
we
just
wanna-
Biggie's up there right now, and Brigitte and
we
Vanya.
Do we
Oh,
need
sorry.
to...
No, you're fine.
Well, I'm asking you guys kind of out of character. Do we want to ask anything about, like, that Burgermeister guy, Vespar, whatever, Vargas? Do we want to, like, ask anything about him, or if we're going to stay here for a while, because this guy's giving us free room while we research the wine? Like, I want to go to the lake pretty much straight up, but should we, like, introduce ourselves to that guy, or do you guys want to know about anything else? The traveling circus, or
Oh wait, I do want to know about the traveling circus.
And now we're down to 2 members.
Okay, I want to go up to him and ask him one more thing. I want to ask him about that weird circus thing. That's how I say it. That we saw in town earlier.
He says, circus? Sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know of any circuses
It was like
around
this
here.
traveling circus.
Oh, you mean the festival?
The festival. What is
Yeah,
that?
well, last week we had the Wolf's Head Jamboree. That was less than a week ago. The festival coming up is the Festival of the Blazing Sun. It's going to be in the town square in 3 days. He said I wouldn't really
3
call it.
days?
He said I
wanna
wouldn't
be there
really.
for that.
He says I wouldn't really call it a circus, but yeah, this is just one of the regular festivals. We have a festival every week. The Baron thinks that the Baron is correct in thinking that if people are kept busy and happy with parties and festivities, that the Devil's Strahd will stay at bay and not bother us. So yeah, we have a festival every week. Last week was the Wolf's Head Jamboree, and this week's going to be the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
bread and circuses.
Amazing. That's incredible. I didn't know this place was so festive.
He
That's
says,
amazing.
yeah. He says, yeah, and between you and me, don't talk bad about the festival, no matter how much you don't like them. Burgomaster does not like that. But you didn't hear it from me.
Why would we talk bad about the festival?
You wouldn't talk bad about the festivals. They're awesome. They're so great. They're so much fun. Everyone enjoys them.
Yeah, the festivals are awesome.
He just kind of silently like purses his lips and nods at you. Goes, they sure are.
Yeah. Anyways, there's like there's like visible fear in his voice as he says, anyways, we're gonna go back to our rooms and have a nice night. We'll see you later, man.
Says, alrighty, and let me know what get your rest, get your old worn clothes off and stuff, but let me know if you decide to take me up on that offer. Checkout times at 11. No, God, I hate that. Why do freaking hotels do that? It makes sense. Anyway,
So they can make money because you oversleep.
Yeah, he says we charge by the night, not by the day. So you're welcome to stay the rest of the evening tomorrow. But if you're staying another night, you'll need to pay by pretty much by this time. Think rental car rules instead of hotel rules. So you're renting the room for 24 hours.
Oh, but tell him we're
basically.
gonna do his quest. We want the free stay for the seminar or whatever. If you do the sales pitch for the condo, we get to stay for a week. We have to go get your wine.
Are you saying that, or are you out of character, Aravind, to say it?
McGee is whispering to Aravind. Tell him we're gonna do that wine thing so we can get the free room.
Oh.
Because I will sleep in.
Oh, okay. I go. Oh, wait. One last thing. We are gonna go investigate your little wine crisis that's about to happen right now. After we get some things done first, then we're gonna go straight to it. Yeah.
He says, "Oh, great! Oh, I'm so glad you decided to help me. That's going to be such a great burden off my shoulders." He says, "The shipment was due over a week ago, and I've only got. I'm trying to keep it on the DL, but I've only got like maybe 2 or 3 nights worth of wine left. If I'm being stingy with it, I've kind of been watering it down a little bit. But I gave you guys the full strength. Don't worry." He says, "I'm just talking about the and he makes the drinking motion. Kind of been watering theirs down, putting a little bit of the old wolf's blood in with it." He chuckles to himself, and then he says,
"Oh man, I want wolf's blood."
he says, "But yeah, I mean, this, it's not urgent at the moment, but it will be in a couple of days when I start running low on supplies. So, I mean, after tonight, you paid for tonight. You're more than welcome to stay as long as you need to, but if I don't get it resolved or get some sort of answer within the next couple of days, I might have to hire someone else to do it. So, I mean, no pressure, but
Right.
I can offer you, unless I have to start paying someone else to go do it, then you're free to stay here." But
Cool. Thanks for letting us know.
says, "Yeah, no problem."
All right. Well, I'm off the bed, you guys.
As you're walking back to your table and you guys are talking about your plans and what you discussed and things like that, you hear a man over at the bar, on the far end of the bar. Wait, no, need a map.
Oh, that table that we ignored. Okay.
No, a different table at the other end of the room. And there's a couple of people sitting down, and you overhear someone who's kind of raising their voice, not shouting, they're just raising their voice. And he goes, It's true. I saw it with my own eyes. I even wrote about it in my journal. It was a giant man-eating plant, and it had the most remarkable singing voice. I can't hit the note. You have to hear it to believe it. And they're like laughing at it and pointing at him. And he goes, no one ever believes my stories. Whatever. I've got to turn in for the night. He shouts over at the barkeep and says, he holds up a bag and says, "Hey, I grabbed some apples out of the barrel. Go ahead and add them to my tab, and I'm gonna turn in for the night." And the barkeep, the guy you were talking to, he goes, "All right, buddy, have a good night." And the man walks past your table, and he kind of tips his head
I want to
at
interrupt
you.
him. He's a very interesting character. I want to ask him to tell me the story. I want to offer him to pull up a chair and sit with us. I'm not missing out on this interesting character.
He says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I normally would just, man, I just finished telling the story. You should have." He says, "I've got to go. I've got some business to attend to, but I'll be back here tomorrow evening. And I like to tell all sorts of stories and about my travels. I'm a traveling entertainer. I am the purveyor of Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. But
That was it.
It's only wonders. It's only wonders in stories. I don't have any actual wonders, but trust me, the stories are wonderful." And he's kind of like inching towards the door, and he says, "I'm so sorry. I really have to go."
Wait, what was your name?
So I can.
What's your name so I can find you again?
He says, "My name is Rictavio."
Oh,
You
you're
know, we could always just
Rictavio.
follow him out and.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to come check out your carnival later.
He says, "Oh, you've seen my carnival?"
Yeah, it looks cool. I want to go. I want to check it out. How do I get tickets? I
He
love
says, "Well, the
carnivals.
carnival. I haven't run the actual carnival for a long time now. Just old remnants. If you're talking about the wagon, that's just where I keep my keep my possessions and stuff like that. But yeah, I can regale you with stories of my travels and adventures. Some other time, though." He says, "Drusilla is waiting for me," and he tips his hat to the bartender and
Okay, see ya.
walks out of the building. He says, "What was your name?"
My name is.
I'll try to remember.
My name is Baggy Berglund. Berglund.
He
He
looks-
like stumbles on his last name.
He looks at you and he puts his fingers to his head and he goes, "Begee Hans Berglund, Begee Hans Berglund, Begee Hans Berglund." He says, "If I say it 3 times and close my eyes, I'll remember it." And he taps his head.
He said
Or he'll
Hamburglar.
appear.
He says Begee. Hold on, let me retcon. He says, "My name is Begee Hamburglar." Oh, I mean Hans Berglund. Hans Berglund. And then he remembers Hamburglar.
No, he says the correct one. If you corrected yourself immediately
Are
afterwards,
you
you're
sure about that? You think he would say the correct one?
Whichever one you said is the one he remembered. However you introduce yourself.
Hamburglar.
Okay, he's a Begee Hamburglar, and he remembers it. He says, "Okay." He opens his eyes and looks at you again, and he says, "Hamburglar, Begee." He says, "Got it." He says, "Well, I'll be
He's too
around."
embarrassed to correct him, so he's gonna leave it wrong. He's like, "Damn it!
He
Oh,
says,
one chance."
"Well, I'll be around tomorrow night." He says, "You should hear the one about Fillmore Stunk. He's the man who could drink whole casks of wine without getting drunk." And he says, "But a story for another time." And he says, "Adieu." And he turns around and flips his cloak and walks out the door and shuts it behind him.
Wow, that seems like a very well animated character. I hope he wasn't important since we've already missed on like 3 opportunities to talk to him. It's like we're missing the exit on the highway and we keep saying we'll get the next one and turn around and then we miss the next one too.
Yes. Speaking of which, I think there's a guy with a conspicuously empty chair next to him, sitting in the corner like Aragorn the Ranger in the first Lord of the Rings movie. So maybe one of us should go ask to borrow a chair, even though we no longer need one because Aragorn went to bed.
Isn't that the guy that just left?
No, that was you guys thought it was the way I was describing it, but he was at a completely
I sure
different
did.
table across the
Two
actually, the guy that was
strangers.
at that table, you think about that, and you look over at the table where you saw him before, and that guy's not there anymore.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
There's
wow. Okay.
there's a slip of paper and a couple of copper pieces on top of it. Looks like he paid his tab and left.
Oh, I want to go look at the tab and see if there's a name on it.
Oh,
I wanna-
boy.
I want to stalk
There's no
every
name.
stranger.
There's no name, but you read it, and it says he ordered 2 pints of purple grape mash number 3, and it's marked. It marks the food that he was served, so it was he has the bread marked, even though it's 0 cost. And the guy eventually comes with your guys' beet soup, and he says, "Sorry, it was late, but the fresh pot was just finishing boiling." He served it to you, and it tastes good.
Do you know who that guy was that was sitting here that we missed? Because at least we got the first guy's name, but the second guy, we don't even know who he was. Do you know who that was? Is he famous or important or anything?
He says, "Who? Oh, like that at which table? That one?"
Yeah, the one with the empty
goes,
chair. Not Rictavio, the other one.
He says, "No, I can't. I'm sorry, I don't particularly remember who that was. I guess they were just a regular patron. Some of my patrons are regulars, and I remember them by name, but I'm not such a great innkeeper that I can memorize everyone. But I don't think he wasn't staying here though. The other gentleman, Rictavio, he's actually a guest at the inn, though. He stays upstairs."
He seems pretty significant. Am I judging that correctly?
He says, he is a character. He's been here for almost a month now, and he always regales patrons with stories of his adventures, although I think a lot of it is made up. Sounds like
So
fantasy.
He's like a bard, basically.
He says, yeah, you could call him that.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Well, I guess we missed out on all these important NPCs. So I guess you guys ready for go bed.
I've been ready for bed for a while.
In real life.
Okay. Well, I guess we retire for the night. There's no more loose threads in the bar.
Yep.
All right. So is someone taking Vladimir out to the stable?
Not I. I'm taking
Yeah.
the girl up to the bed.
Vanya will, but she's actually going to every time Vladimir looks scared when she starts walking away, even if he doesn't, like she thinks that he does, and she keeps going back, and ultimately she is going to fall asleep, snuggle up against him in the stable.
Okay. Have you gotten to the stable yet? Because we haven't done that part. Are you just talking about what you're going to do?
That's that's what's gonna happen. I mean, her intention. So she walks him out of the stable.
Okay. So Zoe, you walk upstairs with the girl, and you walk up the stairs. They're at one end of the building, and then there's a catwalk that's kind of overlooking the rest of the building. And hold on. What are those? And you start to walk up the staircase, and the bartender stops you, and he says, "Oh no, the rooms are outside. They're up. If you exit out and then turn to the left and follow the path a little ways down, it's a external staircase, and then your rooms are in there. That's our private quarters. This inn is our home as well, so I would prefer if you don't go up there, but it is nice if you. It's a good view of the bar. Kind of a nice place. People like to sit up there and smoke and stuff, but the rooms, if you're looking for them, are outside.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Okay, so you both, everyone essentially, is anyone staying inside, or are you all going? You're all retiring to your rooms together, leaving together?
Yep, all of us going to bed.
Okay. The bartender waves at you and says, "Y'all have a good night." And you walk out the doors and down the steps, and to the left is a staircase, and he told you the stables are behind. So Zoe and what's her name? Zoe and Henrietta turn to the left and go up the stairs. Is anyone else going up to the sleeping quarters at this moment?
Vanya's going to the stables with Vladimir, and Big E is heading up to the 4-bedroom.
Okay. And Erevan, are you also going to the bedrooms?
Yep.
Okay. So the four of you, everyone except for Vanya, go up the stairs. You walk to the left and walk up the stairs. It's an outdoor staircase, and you get to the top, and there's a small landing and then an unlocked door. And you open the door, and there's another balcony that overlooks the inside of the building. And then there are 3 doors, 2 to your left and 1 straight ahead. The door immediately to your left is marked 2A. The door further down to your left is marked 2B. And the one straight ahead is marked 2C. And 2C was the one with 4 beds, and 2B was Zoe's. And no one has the key to 2A.
And who has the key to 2A again?
Zoe has 2B,
That's what I thought.
and the rest of you have 2A.
Oh,
Sorry,
and I
2C.
guess-
No one has 2A.
So either Erevan or Big E have the key to the 4-bed, so...
Yeah, everyone has their own copy of a key. You only have one copy of 2B, which is Zoe. He didn't figure the little girl would want her own copy of a key, but you can request one if you want.
Okay, so Big E's gonna...
No,
go
I
up
think
to
we
his
all know
room
better
and
than
set up.
that.
Okay.
Biggie's gonna
So
retire to his
the door
bed
straight
and-
at
yeah.
the door straight ahead of you is 2C. You unlock it and go inside. Find you a description here. 4 plain beds with straw mattresses line the north wall of this well-lit room. Each bed comes with matching footlocker to store clothing and other belongings. A table and 4 chairs occupy the corner across from the door, and an oil lamp resting on the table casts a bright yellow flame. So this room is 4 straw beds with a footlocker at the foot. There's windows at the foot of the beds looking outward south, and there's a small table with 4 chairs and an oil lamp. So this is a nice little room for 4 people with chairs and bed.
If I look out the window,
So
can I
we
see the
can-
stables?
No, you do not see the stables from where you're at. This is the side. You're looking out the side of the building, and he said the stables are behind.
Okay.
So we'll skim over the preparing for bed stuff unless you guys have anything specific you wanted to do. So you enter your room, and in this room, 2 cozy beds with matching footlockers rest in the far corners of this 15-foot square room. Wolf furs are headed atop each bed. Between the beds, a lamp sits on a table under a shuttered window. 2 tall black wardrobes stand against the wall by the door. So there's some wardrobes to put your stuff in. This room also has footlockers. Yeah, two matching footlockers. Wolf first. This is like the nicer room. It looks like the other one's more like the hostel room.
I would
but they're all the
like-
same price.
I make sure that the girl, gets into bed and everything like that. And before I finish dimming the lights, I want to move one of the dressers in front of the door really well. So at the very least, if somebody tries to barge in for some reason, it'll stop the first barge and I'll hear it and wake up. And then I want to take off armor and go to bed and stuff.
Okay. She looks at you kind of funny when she sees you start moving the wardrobe, and then when she realizes what you're doing, she kind of breathes a sigh of relief and curls up in the bed, and she's basically instantly passed out. She looks like she's had a long, tiring day.
I'm having way too much prancing pony deja vu for me to not block the door or stuff our beds with something and sleep somewhere else.
Scream! Stab! 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 Well, no one went out in the middle of the floor and put a magical ring on that attracted the ring rings to you. So I think you're fine. But who knows? Hags. So
Shit happens.
Yep.
Hags.
You guys set up your rooms.
Board up
You
the
set up
window.
your rooms. You there's one empty bed in Begie's room for Vanya when she comes up. And so we'll cut to Vanya. She walks around the building, follows the side of the building, and she walks past several. Hold on. She walks past several doors. The first one she passes the windows to the bar. Then she passes a small staircase leading up to some double doors that look like they're locked from the outside with a padlock. And then she keeps walking, and she finds what looks like the stable. But let me see if there's anything that specifically says it looks like the stable, other than the fact that it is the stable. It's in the area that he described as the stable. All right, there's a door on the south side of the building which you pass by, and it smells like fresh straw and manure. So you figure this is the stable. There's also a little small like storehouse with like horse stuff outside and in it.
Okay, I want to lead Vladimir into what I think to be this. Oh, sorry. So Vanya's going to lead Vladimir into what she believes to be the stables, and look for a place to hitch up Vladimir, or however that works.
All right. So you open the wooden door and you look inside, and and you see a stable. From where you're standing, you can see the entrance to 2 stables, and you hear the squawking of birds and the plaintive whinny of a horse as you peer inside this stable. As you go inside and enter and look around, the stalls are clean and well maintained. One of them contains a gray mare. A small door is set into the east wall, which would be towards the building, like towards the inn. So a small door, and a wooden ladder in the middle of the room gives access to a loft overhead. And as you look up, perched on the wooden railing that encloses the loft are dozens of ravens, which is where the squawking of birds comes from. And the man that you saw in the bar is here, and he's feeding apples to the gray mare. And he turns to you and tips his head and says, "Evening." And then he's petting his horse on the head and feeding her apples.
Vanya says, "Good evening. I'm just here to stable my horse for the night." His name is Vladimir.
He says, "Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of a response." He says, "Oh, all right, yeah. Any of these stables are open. I haven't seen a horse in here in days, so feel free to take whichever one you need. If you need any like horse care equipment and stuff, there's a little storage room over there. Or like if you need to hang up your barding and stuff." And he points to the door that you saw. He says, "Horses don't get a good rest if they sleep in their armor and saddles. You need to give them a rest." He says, "But I'm sure you know that. You look like an experienced horse owner."
Oh,
and he goes back to brushing his horse.
So, do you like
and feeding
work
her
here?
apples.
Do you like work here or something?
He says, "Oh, no, I'm just a guest here." He says, "I've been here for a little while, so they kind of know me around here, but no, I'm no employee. It's it's a family-owned business, so even if I wanted to work here, they wouldn't probably take me."
She says, "Cool. Well, anyway, my name's Vanya. Nice to meet you."
He says, "My name is Rictavio. I am a traveling entertainer."
Oh, that guy. Oh, okay.
Same guy, yeah, sorry.
Oh, I thought it was the... So we still don't know who the other guy is.
No, yeah, sorry, I should have described that it was the same guy.
Okay. So he, she's gonna say, "Hey, you know what's up with all these ravens? Pretty foreboding."
He says, "Oh, it's a common bird around these parts. In many cultures, they see the raven as a sign of good luck and fortune and protection. So I always welcome their presence. They seem to really like this place, so they hang around here, and sometimes I feed them leftover bits of grain, and they're really smart creatures, you know."
Oh, yes, of course. Most animals are smarter than humans.
He nods and he says, "Oh, you could say that again." Also, this is probably
Shouldn't
important.
McGee then oh wait, no, this is not McGee. Never mind.
No, the
Oh,
other
yeah,
is
it's
Vanya.
Vanya.
This is probably important, so I'll say it, but it's not. It's just a descriptive thing. He's dressed much more colorfully than other people. He doesn't really seem like he fits in here, and he also says that he's staying at the inn, so obviously he doesn't live here. But he's colorfully dressed, which everyone you've seen has been like drab Eastern European, sackcloth stuff, and he's got like but he's an entertainer. He's a circus person, so it's not out of place. It's just if you weren't conjuring that image in your head, he's got like more fanciful entertainer, colorful clothing on. There's not really a description of him here, so I just, as I'm reading that, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should say that.
So basically, he's probably a Rakshasa.
Try shaking his hand. You saw my meme I sent you, right?
Yes. A Rakshasa is like some kind of a fiend. I think it's like a devil, or I think it's just a fiend, actually. and its neutral form is like a tiger person, but it can shapeshift and usually does. And they would tend to be like, well, never mind, because there may or may not be a Rakshasa and descent into Avernus. So I'm not gonna give any more clues.
Shake his hand.
Yes, actually, she would like to shake this guy's hand.
He offers his hand and he grabs her small hand and grips it firmly, but not hard, not painfully, but firmly, and gives her a good 2 shakes. And he says, "Any more than 3 shakes, and never mind, I won't tell that joke." But then he laughs to himself.
She's like, I've heard. Anyway, I'm gonna go bed down my pony for the night.
He says, he stifles laughter because he wants to make a joke that's so bad, but then he says, "Oh, all right. Would Vladimir like an apple? I've got an extra here." And the old mare doesn't seem to be. She seems to be full. She's full up on hay. She's been sitting here eating all day, and he pets her on the head.
I don't have purified food and drink, but yeah, I'll go ahead and risk it. So yeah, she'll take an apple.
He was feeding his horse these apples.
His horse, another Rakshasa.
They're poison apples that Rakshasa are immune to. He hands her the last apple.
The last one? Okay. She's gonna take a bite out of it and like share it with Vladimir, and then she hands it to Vladimir.
Okay, Vladimir, after you take the bite out of it and he smells the inside, he chomps the whole thing in one bite and chomps like with little bits of apple juice squirting out of his mouth like a horse does when they eat an apple. It's like he looks like this is the best thing he's had all. You guys have just been feeding him like hay and
I don't think we have
stuff.
been feeding him.
It's been included in like ration stuff. You whenever you buy rations, you've been kind of. We haven't been keeping track of that great, but it's also you guys only been adventuring for like 48 hours, so man.
Vanya pulls out a sugar cube that she has in her little treats bag, like she's been feeding Vladimir all throughout the adventure and just hasn't mentioned it. And she feeds him a couple of sugar cubes, and then she also pops one in her mouth.
He takes the sugar cubes and enjoys them, and she eats one, and it is delicious.
Okay, she's going to set him up in the stable, take off all of his armor, and hang it up. And then she's going to give him his nightly brushes, and she's going to tell him stories, and she's going to sing to him. And then when he lays down on the ground, she's going to lay down next to him, and she's going to tell herself that she's not going to fall asleep. She's going to get up, and then she's going to go upstairs. She's got her key, but she's definitely going to fall asleep. And if nothing happens, she's going to wake up in the middle of the night. And when she sees that he's asleep and is doing fine, then she's going to try to sneak back upstairs to her room.
Okay, all that happened. And he leaves like when you're in the middle of like taking the armor and stuff off. He says, "All right, well, I'm out for the night. I'm going to go hunker down, and I'm busy, and I'm going to be busy in the morning, so I'll see you around, since I guess we're staying at the same inn." And he pets his horse one last time and then leaves as you proceed to do all that stuff, unless you had something else you wanted to say to him before he left.
Nope, she's like, "Yep, we'll be here all week, apparently."
He says, "All right, I'll see you around." Leaves. And you do all that stuff to Vladimir, and you wake up in the middle of the night, and you go upstairs, and you join your friends in the room, and you set up bed, and the floor in the stables felt pretty itchy, and it was kind of smelly in there, and the horses weren't making too much noises, but the ravens were squawking kind of like periodically. It did not feel like a comfortable place to sleep, and you think you might not have gotten a great night's sleep if you'd slept there all night, but it didn't affect your rest, the amount of time you stayed in there, but you definitely wouldn't want to just, do a hobo crash on the hay next to Vladimir.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was uncomfortable enough to wake her up, but initially she couldn't help fall asleep.
Yeah. I mean, a long adventure in your day, you're going to fall asleep anywhere, but not a good night's sleep. So yeah, you guys take a long rest, recover everything. I'm going to go through and mark that off. It is getting late. It's 10 o'clock. If you guys want to go do a little more snooping around town in the morning, we can, or we can end here and start in a fresh at the start of the day. Whatever you guys want to do. How's everyone feeling?
Oh, 10 o'clock IRL.
I realized that as I was
Yes.
talking, but both.
I don't know. I'm kind of ready to wrap up, I think, because this is a really good spot to wrap up where we go update, recover all our character sheets. Not level 4 yet. No, level 4.
No, you guys haven't really done anything significant. You did rescue the girl, but
Oh, that wasn't significant.
yeah. I mean, you didn't really defeat anyone. You just kidnapped her. Maybe if they come after you and you fight them and you defeat them and you really have freed her, that might be significant. Or depending on what happens when you go investigate the lake, if something really significant happens there, maybe, or maybe once you solve this wine problem, those could all be potential. So definitely be thinking about what you want to do at level 4. But we won't rush anything. So
Okay,
you guys only had a couple of combats since you got out of the place.
Okay, that's fine. All right, well, let's wrap
Yeah.
up here, and then we can start off by dropping off the NPCs in the morning, and then we can head off towards the lake, and like you said, maybe snoop around town if anything else pops up, and then we'll refresh all of our characters.
Okay. So did you want to do a little bit more, or so you said wrap up here though?
Yeah, I'm all for wrapping up now too, before I start getting too tired to begin with. So
Yeah.
it'll be like I wrap up now, anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is we could keep going if you guys want to, and you're all still feeling it. I don't want to push anything though, and I don't want to go for like another 2 hours and you guys start getting tired and forgetting
Yeah,
what
we
we've
won't,
done.
we won't have enough time to start anything really, so let's just go ahead and wrap up here.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have made it into town. You've met some people. You've kind of gotten the lay of the land and what's going on, and hopefully you have an idea of what you want to do next. But we've got 2 weeks to figure it out, and so do I. Now that part's over, we can talk about this though while we're here, even though we're not playing. What did you guys think you would want to be going to do next? You wake up in the inn, assuming nothing crazy happens. You're not getting attacked by ring wraiths. What's your next step? Where do you guys want to go? We can talk about that way as a party. You guys decide on it, and then I can plan on it. And then next week, instead of being like, okay, now what do we do? I just say, hey, you guys know what you're doing. This is where we're going next.
Okay, so my thoughts is, and I want to hear what everyone else thinks too, but I say number 1, get Arena and the little girl to the church and see if they will let them refugee there for a little bit. Say we're gonna stay here for the week. We just need them to be somewhere safe, and then we're gonna head to the lake and see if there's someone to rescue. But on the way, before we leave town, I think it would be good to stop by the burgomaster's house and check in with him and find out if he's good or evil and if we can trust him and find out how safe we are and that kind of a thing. Or maybe if we can get him as an ally against Strahd. Those are my thoughts. Big E has
What's
11
everyone
hit
else's
points.
thoughts on that?
Oh my god.
What? He's got 26. We just had a long rest.
Now he does, but he had 11 hit
Oh,
points.
had, yeah. Yeah.
I kind of want to go do the wine thing. It'd be kind of good to set up a base of operations here. He said, since we're going to probably come back to this town a bunch of times, he said he'd house us for free from now on.
Yep, so you can do that.
Yeah.
That is about half a day's travel away. So you do want to resolve the reasons you came to this town first, which is like you said, drop off the people. But yeah, depending on how things progress, that could very well be your next big quest. But you do have some important things to handle first. Like he said, the girl is supposedly in danger. So I mean, it's already been 24 hours since you got that fortune. So hopefully it wasn't super time sensitive. And you need to drop off the other 2 people that you're babysitting right now. But once that's done, unless you guys discover more little hooks and stuff while you're exploring the town, that is definitely on the agenda.
I like the
Well,
wine
I just
idea.
gave you my...
Yeah.
I was just giving you guys my 2 cents. I don't care in the end where we go, but I do like the wine idea myself.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe
that's
we'll
definitely
do
something to do.
we'll do the lake first to see if someone's in danger, since that's time sensitive, and then we will hit up the wine place. Is probably what we're gonna do.
By the way, there's a reason why in video games where the quest timers are actually, like there's a reason why I fail them over and over again because I do other shit first.
Yeah.
So,
no reclaiming quests in this version.
Oh no, the world ended, but I got my inn. I own it now.
Erevan, do you have any thoughts you wanted to add?
Not particularly. I mean, I kind of want to get the side quest thing done as soon as possible. That would be great. Yeah.
All right. So, yep, you guys wanted to go see the church, and this is kind of like, as you guys are going to bed, you're talking about what to do in the next morning. You want to go drop the 2 people off at the church. That sounded like that was a nice, safe place. So, whatever you discover there, you wanted to go check out the lake and see if you can find the person, see if there's someone that's in trouble. And after both of those things are taken care of, the 2 urgent things, the next step is either to go check out the burgomaster and meet him and see what he's all about, or if you're feeling up to it and you still got time, you're going to go check out the winery.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Okay, I will plan for those 4 things in that priority order, and that's it. We can wrap up.
Cool. Okay, thanks everyone. I'm going to end the
Good night,
stream, and
guys.
then I'll
Thank
see
you.
you at my game.